loves, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing good. This is yours truly, Queen Choma from queenchomamedia.com. This is a quick video today just to let you know that this year is your breakout year. I've been talking about it on Instagram. I believe the prophetic word for 2022 is the word breakout. So basically it's all about breaking out of old mindsets, limiting beliefs, breaking out of bondage, breaking out of the wrong things, the bad things, anything that's been holding you back. Beliefs, wrong relationships, wrong friendships, wrong mindsets, just you name it, And I believe that when you get out of all of these things that are not meant to be in your life, you're going to find that you're going to have more peace, more joy, more success. You're going to really be ready to accelerate, because the word breakout has a double meaning. It basically also means like success, and it means like like abundance and flourishing and things like that. It means acceleration. It means like literally launching into stardom. And that's exactly what's going to happen with many of you. You're going to find that as you're breaking out of bondage, you're going to be really ready for bigger things too. God is going to align you for great opportunities. We are entering into the new month of February, which is my birthday month. Woohoo! So I'm so excited about that. I definitely want to say that this is your breakout year, and it's all inspired by the song Breakout by Swing Out Sister. So I actually have talked a lot about this on Instagram. If you go through my Instagram content, just go to @QueenChoma and just scroll through and you'll see that I've created even a song where I covered it. I basically I went into a prophetic, like sort of dissecting of the song Breakout, where I kind of went through what it means prophetically, because I believe the Lord had given that song to me prophetically as a flashback. He reminded me of this song, and it was just at such a crucial time. And anyway, I just look forward to really, really I'm going to cover the song by God's grace. I did a cover on Instagram, but I want to really cover it in terms of performing it live and things like that. The song is just so amazing. And I just believe that the Lord is we need to break out. We need to break out. There have been some things holding us back for years. And sometimes it's just one thought, but that thought is so dominant, so demonic. So we need to break that thought, that limiting belief. It could even be that you've been finding it hard to hit 6 figures. Every year is the same thing. Or you're finding it hard to hit 7 figures. Every single year you're still in the same dream every year that you're trying to get to 7 figures in your business. Same old nonsense. The devil still seems to keep holding you back. Okay? Now some of you, maybe it's marriage. You always want to get married every year, but it never happens. It's always something, right? And that is what we're going to be being delivered from this year. We're going to be stepping into our flourishing moments, our moments of joy, our moments of greatness, our moments of really no more just okay, every year the same year, but just a different color. No. This time is going to be so powerful. You will see that the Lord there'll be some shifts, quantum leaps. You'll just be moving. You will even be like, Lord, this is too much change. I remember Joyce Meyer once talking about too much change. And I know for a fact that I've had times in my life where things have been so predictable and so normal and so sort of boring, just so predictable. I know there's been times in my life where things have been so predictable. And then there have been times in my life where I'm I can't even recognize my life. In 2019, I went and spoke in Bulgaria. I got about 6 speaking gigs with a university. I went and spoke at this women's event in London. I got to speak in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. I went and spoke in Dubai. I was just I'm everywhere. I literally felt like I was just unstoppable that year. And that was just before the pandemic. I felt like I was just on a roll, and then all of a sudden this pandemic just came from nowhere and just slowed everything down again. But I've been also having tons of virtual speaking events. And there was a time when I was on television. I couldn't even put into words how many times I was on TV. I just kept on getting TV interview after TV interview. African channels, even the UK channels. I got onto mainstream media, ITV, BBC, things like that. Even radio, BBC London, BBC Radio London. I ended up being in OK Magazine. I ended up writing for Thrive Global by Arianna Huffington. Arianna Huffington is she basically used to own the Huffington Post, and then she sold it. And I ended up being even in Forbes. Forbes. Like last year, I landed Forbes, guys. I ended up in Forbes. And so I've been quoted in Forbes now 3 times. I'm supposed to have written an article by now. I don't know what I've been waiting for, but I definitely have just loved being part of Forbes. The experience of being in the Forbes Coaches Council, like I literally was able to achieve that last year. And it's just been so amazing, just been so incredible. And I launched my membership called Queen Moments, which has been so good. I want to invite you to join if you're like really looking for some accountability and support, especially in relation to like PR, media, visibility, just being more seen in the media. If you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, you know, the Lord has been doing great things, and he's just like, he's really increased my prophetic gifts. He's really opened a lot of like doors for me prophetically, and connected me with some really amazing believers. Like I've just got so many new Christian friends, just like amazing. I've just been so encouraged by the way, the testimonies I've been receiving from people that say that, yes, like the Lord has been using me to bless them through my prophetic messages and things like that. And just knowing that people have been so blessed and encouraged through my prophetic messages. Yeah, so we're not going to be the same this year. It's not going to be another year of the same old. And you know, one thing I want to do, I want to tell you, is really begin to declutter. Really begin to let go of the things that no longer serve you. Because one of the things that hold us back from receiving from the Lord is sometimes one of the things that hold us back is that we have too much stuff. Stuff. We need to let go of stuff. You know, one of the things I did before the year ended, or I don't know if it was the beginning of the year actually, but basically the Lord said I should throw away 12 significant things. And I made like vows to the Lord as well and things like that. But when I was throwing away the significant things, I really threw away some things that were very expensive, but they were so significant. I threw away some just things I knew needed to go. You know, some of you may have like gifts from ex-boyfriends. You may have gifts from old friends, that maybe toxic people in your life. Maybe you have like an old engagement ring, for example. What do you do with that? Like if you're looking to receive your love, the love of your life, what are you doing with an old ring? Some of you have numbers in your phone of people that you should have deleted them by now. You should have unfriended people by now. You should go through your friends on Facebook and ask yourself, are these the kinds of friends I want? I used to do that. That's how I changed my friends. Now, when I used to look through my friends list, and I'm not saying I don't want to be friends with people I know and things like that, but what it is that sometimes we're actually holding on to the dead instead of letting go of those dead things that God is done with, so that we can actually have what God wants. And we trying to do both. We're like, yeah, I'm going to try and have the alive thing that God wants, and I also want that the spiritually dead thing as well. And the Lord is like, no, you choose. You can't have both. So, and some of you are keeping on to those things you should have let expire a long time ago, and then you're pushing away the good things. And it may not be intentional. Like maybe it's not always intentional. You don't always want to do that, but you push away the good because it's almost like you're so used to the old. You're used to the routine. You're used to the same old. It's like someone that wants to be a millionaire. They're like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, but they can't even hit 6 figures. Why? Because clearly they have all this stuff going on in terms of their money mindset. You know, many of you know what I'm talking about. You can't even hit like 10,000 a month and you're saying you want to be a millionaire. 8,000 a month will lead to 100K. If you can't make that, then how are you going to, or if you can't launch a product and make 50,000 from it and then launch again and make another 50,000, then how are you going to get to 100K in the year if you're not even doing consistent 8K months? So can you now see how it's not enough just to wish and wish? You have to work through your mindset. You have to allow the Lord to purge your life and, you know, show you why you're not making the money. And if you're not receiving love, marriage, or if you're not receiving your new home or whatever, or if you're not receiving your new car, whatever it is, it's not God. It's typically to do with, are you holding on to things that God has told you to let go of? Or you're not really planning for those new things. You're like, I want to receive a new, I definitely want to move into a new place. You've done no research. You haven't looked at any flats or houses. You haven't looked at any apartments. You have not bothered to begin to pack your suitcases. You literally have just done, you're just like, yeah, Lord, I want this. And that's it. How ridiculous. If you wanted a new job, right, you would be applying for jobs. You would follow up. You would call it. When I used to want new jobs back then, when I finished university and I was now looking for my dream job, you couldn't keep me at home. I mean, I was just like phoning up these agencies. I would go and do temping. I would just be like phoning them, getting myself booked, going to all these different places in the city. I was like just all these different agencies. There was one called the Susan Hamilton Group. I mainly focused with theirs, and then I also used Reed. And I would get like this temping work, and then eventually I landed my dream job just a few weeks later. The way I was so determined to find that job, I just wasn't sitting around. And when I wanted to have a successful pageant business, back in the day I had a beauty pageant business, I didn't sit around. I was literally, we had a vision board of what the pageant would look like. We had a folder of all these different pageants that we put into the folder, pictures, because we were like, this is what our pageant's going to look like when I had a business partner back in the day. I eventually ended up having the pageant on my own and ran the whole thing on my own. But to begin with, it was me and a business partner. And then, I ended up organising about like 40 events across the UK. Some of it, we did a few virtual, but most of them were live. Let's just say 30 events live and the rest were virtual. It was just unbelievable to think that it was once upon a time just a dream. It was just something that we just visualized and then it became real. Sometimes I would look at pictures of sort of vision board pictures, and I wouldn't be able to know which one is our pageant or which one is because basically I would find images of pageants online and put them, and then I would look and I'll be like, I don't know which one is mine and which one is theirs anymore at a glance, because I'll be like, because my pageant is just as big as theirs or just as successful as theirs, because now we have that many people in the audience and things like that. But back in the day, it was all a dream. So I want you to dream about your breakout year. What would it look like when you're free from that nagging thought that you always have? What would it look like when you can go to those places that you couldn't go to before? What would it look like when you're driving that? I keep having this dream of me driving a convertible, a car that the Lord has blessed me with. I had this dream. And I know that the Lord's going to give me this car in real life. I just know. I know the Lord's going to bless me with a convertible. A car. Yes, I saw myself driving. I'm like, yes. And I think like many of us, the Lord will show us things in our dreams. Write them down. Get excited. Print out these things. The other day, I'm like, there are countries I want to visit and cities around the world. And I'm like, I went onto Google and I was just saving all these images. I was looking at the countries I want to go to, the cities, the states. I was looking at the different cars I want to buy. And sometimes they look so fabulous, they look so amazing. You just think, oh, this would take years to achieve. No, it can happen in 1 year. It can happen in 3 years. I want to go to Tokyo, for example, right? Now, that's just one place I'm sharing, right? Now, I actually wanted to go before the pandemic, and I just wish I did go now, looking back. I was speaking to my cousin, I was like, we gotta go to Tokyo. And she was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Tokyo, but I think we didn't realize the pandemic was fast approaching. So if we had known, we would have gone. So what we need to do is we need to sometimes not delay, because we don't know what's around the corner. But at the same time, I would say, listen, aim for the year to achieve these great things. But if it doesn't happen this year, then have a 3-year plan around this. But you're gonna break out first, right? The breakout's happening this year, and then you can now begin to break through as those other years unfold, 2023, 2024, right? Okay, but just start working on it. Aim to achieve 10 great things this year. Aim to be free from some things this year. Don't let this year be another repeat of last year. And the way it becomes a repeat of last year is when we do exactly the same things that we did the year before. That's how it becomes a repeat. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I love you so much. I will be making more content more regularly and more consistently. Sending you all love and blessings. God bless. Take care. This is Queen Choma from queenchomamedia.com. If you would like to book success coaching with me, I am offering success coaching sessions. So just send me an email, which I'm going to put the email below, team@queenchomamedia.com. I would love to hear from you if you're interested in that success session. It's a paid session. But I do offer free 30-minute PR and media strategy sessions if you're interested in learning how to break into the media and attract good PR for your brand. God loves you, I love you too, and I wish you a great week ahead. A great February. Bye.